Nope. Y'all couldn't even hear me. Anyway, good morning, y'all. I am your host, Dominique Dolly Hagler, and this is the Tea with Dominique brought to you by Good Morning Gwinnett. Good morning, Gwinnett. Shout out to y'all. But anyway, the topic of the morning is co-parenting. Now, as we may have seen, April and Marion have decided to go to Disney World with their kids. Now, me personally, I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm 50-50 on it. Let me say that. Let me say I'm 50-50 on it. And I'm going to give my reason why I'm 50-50 on it. I don't see anything wrong with having a great co-parenting relationship. I feel like if y'all didn't work out and y'all are now at the place of being co-parents and things like that, and people are trying to, date other people and marry and whatever the case may be, I feel like you want to have a good relationship, with your other parent, um, in regards to your children. I feel like that's fair, right? I feel like it shows a level of maturity. I feel like it's needed in situations, where you both share children, right? Okay. So I read the comments, of course, and people are going like bananas about it. But I feel like it's because we have been placed in this land of toxicity, right? And everything is toxic, and we're so accustomed to the riffraff of life. So I don't know. I don't see I don't really see them going to Disney World as an issue. I think for me, and this is me in my personal opinion, I probably just would have went to Florida. I probably wouldn't have, like if I was in Tay Diggs' shoes, I think I would have just went. I would trust my partner enough. Maybe I just want to go. Maybe we could take the kids somewhere else. Like, y'all can have y'all moment there, and that's fine. I think I would still want to be somewhat a part of that in a sense. But I don't have to like necessarily be with y'all, but I would be there to support you in this venture that y'all are willing to take, and things like that. Okay, so just speaking from my own experience, because um dating people with kids, and this was prior to me having kids, I always felt like, if you don't have a good relationship with the mother of your child, I personally don't want to date you. And the reason why I say that is because the way you treat her, the way you treat her now affects your child. And if you don't care about how you're affecting your child due to the relationship that you and that child's mother have, I have a problem with that. I have a true problem with that, because now I have to look at it and put myself in that position. Like, what if I am now the mother of your child, and how are you going to treat me? Is it going to be, are you going to be disrespectful to me, disregarding to me? So I'm always putting myself in that woman's shoes. Now, I'm not saying some women are not bitter. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying some men aren't bitter. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if y'all can collectively be mature in the situation where y'all can work as a team, even without being in a relationship with each other, y'all can successfully work as a team. I appreciate that. Now, when it was my turn, unfortunately, to have to co-parent, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie, it was rough. It was rough getting to that point of maturity, and not for myself, but with my daughter's father, it took a lot out of him, and at that point, we were trying to date other people, and I felt that it became weird for a second. And I think it only became weird because from what I've heard from him, we didn't break up correctly. So it became weird because now it's just like we got this kid, and now everything is just up in the air, and now we're just trying to figure out how to be parents, how to have our own lives, and it just caused chaos. And for me, I was willing to I was willing to work. I was willing to work with him. I was willing to work with his schedule. Like I was that person, because for me the relationship had already been over anyway for me emotionally. Um so it wasn't a hard transition for me. For him, on the other hand, it was hard for him. So yes, I experienced what a bitter baby daddy is. Unfortunately, I did. And it wasn't fun. But what I can say though now is that no, it's not a toxic situation. We do talk to each other. I'm not gonna say we're the best of friends, but we have taken our daughter out together. Um, we went to Dave and Buster's together. We've done activities together. So I don't see it being an issue. Personally, I don't see it being an issue. We have and I was single for a while, so it wasn't like there was ever a time where I needed to bring my significant other. But even if that was the case, I wouldn't have mind. Like it is what it is. Like if that's what it is, that's what it is. I'm not gonna argue with it. But and at that time I believe he was engaged. And so, his fiance, no, she didn't come. But I mean, her and her kids are more than welcome. It wasn't a big thing for me. I'm all about like, can we all just get along? Like, can we just all be here? Because it takes a village to raise a child or children for that matter. So, hey, I want to be able to feel comfortable enough to call your girl and say, hey, Tammy, you think you can pick up, Kinsley from, daycare today? Like, I want to have those type of relationships. I feel like they're meaningful. And again, it takes a village to raise children, to raise a child. It does. So everybody that's willing to help, that's gonna love on that child and be there, I'm not gonna be against it. So when people are coming for April and Omarion for taking their kids to Disney World, it's like, why not? Y'all used to seeing the riffraff of the bitter baby mama, bitter baby daddy, the battle all the time. Where when you see something that's mature and that's healthy, you don't understand it. It's like, oh my God, ooh no, because why they doing that? I would never. But again, it comes with a level of maturity. It comes with a level of healing. You got to be healed from that situation in order for you to walk into it and be like, hey, we're gonna take the kids to Disney World. I got a man, you got a girl, but we're gonna go as a family. Like, it does take a level of maturity, and everybody doesn't get to that space at the same time. It does take time. It does take time, y'all. Um, but I thought that was cool. And then again, their kids are older. And what I have realized too in my past when I was dating, nobody really appreciated the healthy co-parenting situation. Most of the times, a lot of people enjoyed the fact that there was this big tear, and I wasn't speaking to my daughter's father, and you know they enjoyed that. It was like, okay, because I don't have to worry about y'all being back together or nothing happening. But I feel like that comes with a level of security within yourself and your person. Like for me, I am gonna make sure that my person feels secure. Like, I don't want you to ever think that nothing is happening between us. It's all about our child. Now, I can't necessarily speak for the next party, but I can speak for myself and assure you that what I'm doing has nothing to do with me and trying to have a relationship with them for myself. It is for my child, respectfully. And I know co-parenting situations get a bad rep, because 9 times out of 10, especially when you got people with younger kids, they're still in dealings with one another, if you catch my drift. So I get it. I totally I totally get it. But I feel like, again, once your kids grow up and y'all have been apart for a significant amount of time, it is easier to successfully co-parent, because for one, your child is able to contact that parent on their own. They don't need you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a thing where your baby's 6 months old and they don't know how to do nothing. Now y'all just calling each other on FaceTime so you can see the baby, and now you got to see who in the background. All of the stuff that come with that space. So I applaud them for being able to do that. And I'm sure that Tay Diggs, I'm sure he supports her in her decisions when it comes to co-parenting with Omarion. I know it's not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park for anybody. I mean, I've only heard one instance that it was kind of a walk in the park. And I was talking to this guy one time, and he told me that he had kids. Well, he had a child. And I was like, well, how's the relationship? Because like I said, I want to know. I want to know what the relationship is. And he was like, well, we've never been in a relationship. It kind of, was like it was a one night stand, and then boom, she ended up pregnant. But I wanted to be there for my child because I felt like, why would I just leave her like that? So that was probably the only time I ever heard of a situation where they weren't already in a relationship. And it was going well. Me and him decided not to move forward because at that time I didn't have kids. And so I didn't understand. I didn't think I wanted, at that time, I didn't want to date someone that had kids. Like I just wasn't in that space. So, and I can say this now. When I first started to have my life and trying to date with my child, I felt like, a lot of guys were counting me out because I had a kid. And I'm like, I mean, what am I like? What do you want me to do? I was in love at one point, and I was getting married at one point, and I had a kid, out of love. That's why. But that doesn't change me as a person. It doesn't make me a bad person. But I understood later on that it is different. My life is different. My schedule is different. My freedom is different. And so I understand, single guys not wanting to date women with kids. Like I get it. I get it. And I can say the same thing. Single women not want to date men with kids. I get it. Because now you have a whole level of responsibility. Y'all can no longer be selfish. So at this point in my life, I am willing to, and I recently just tried to date a guy with no kids, and it really didn't work out for me. I was like, you don't really understand my life. You don't understand how things go, and you don't understand me. And so at this point, I am definitely looking to continue with someone with kids because I feel like they understand my life. They understand the sacrifices that I have to make on a daily basis, whether that's my sleep, my finances, things like that, my time. They understand me. So it's never like looked upon as like oh my God, you're just not dateable, So I again want to just say that I truly do commend them for being mature, for the sake of the kids and the relationship, and allowing their kids to see like it doesn't have to be toxic. Just because we're not together doesn't mean that we can't have a successful relationship. We can't have a good friendship. You can, like you truly can. And I feel like when both people understand that, things go well, right? um I've always said that, whether I was in the relationship or not, I always wanted my child to see me happy, respected, appreciated. Because that's what I want her to see. Um, Even though me and her dad may not be together, I that's what I want her to see. And if I feel like, he's not showing that, in times when he was not showing that, I was like, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna allow you to disrespect me. I don't want her to see you doing this. I don't want her to think this is okay. And again, whatever affects me affects her. So if you care about her, care about me enough too, right? Because I didn't do this on my own. You know what I mean? So again, I just feel like it just comes back to being honest with yourself, healing in that space, being transparent, setting boundaries, healthy boundaries. The reason why these people can go outside and take their kids to Disney World, I'm pretty sure um they have understood boundaries in place for that relationship. I'm sure they do because it's only fair. You have to understand there. I don't know if Omarion is dating anybody, but I know April is with Take This. I'm pretty sure there are boundaries set. Granted, Omarion may be the father of her children, but there is a boundary set. Like, hey, we can do X, Y, Z, but that's it. And anything outside of that, I would have to, we would have to discuss it more. But you have to have healthy boundaries. Everybody has to be mature. And I can't say that enough because you do. You have to be mature. And so I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I know, some people have like a hard time when it comes to, I think the issue is with the media is that they're trying to put themselves in Tay Diggs' shoes. And it's like, but you don't know what him and April have worked out. You don't even know what type of relationship him and Omarion had. So it's like, yo, like, oh my God, it couldn't be me. But it's like, but you don't know what kind of understanding that they have as men being in these children's lives. You don't know. So it's like he might have been like, please go, I'll pay for it. Enjoy. You don't know what the relationship consists of. I remember I saw something on I saw a video on Facebook, and the dad bought a gift for the stepdad, the bonus dad, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, it just really brought tears to my eyes because I really feel like the world would be such a better place if we had more situations like that. You know, like I am applauding you and I am gifting you and I am telling you thank you because you're here day in and day out with my kids. You know, you're being that person that I couldn't be for them. So I applaud you for that. I feel like when we start doing stuff like that, even with the stepmoms, because I mean, even with that, going into situations, and like I said, I plan on dating someone with kids. So, now I do have to play that role and I do have to be the bonus mom, I guess. But you do want to feel appreciated. You do want to get along. You don't want all the riffraff and all the dividedness, and now the kids is mentally traumatized and emotionally going through stuff because y'all got y'all grown business on these kids. You know what I mean? So I feel like at the end of the day, we should all just get along. I mean, I think that's just it. Like, stop being okay. Like, can we not normalize toxicity? Like, can we stop normalizing toxicity and looking at things that should be as if something is wrong? Like, can we get out of doing that? Because I feel like it's weird, y'all. Like, it's weird. It's giving we need to grow up. That's what it's giving. We need to grow up. Um, but again, y'all, like I said, if you are in a situation where you are co-parenting and things like that, show your person, your child's mother or father, show them the utmost respect, right? Because that's what you want your kids to see. All of the back and forth and the bickering and the fighting and the downplaying with this parent is and who. Listen, if you don't feel like, and let me say this, if you don't feel like the person that you had a child with is not doing their job and they're not showing up how they supposed to, let your kids figure it out on their own. Don't bash them, don't do none of that. Your kids will be old enough to have discernment on that situation and have clarity for themselves. You don't have to badmouth. You don't have to do the bad mouthing. Allow your child to just understand it for themselves. Then I know it might be hard. It might be hard. It might be hard for you to see because now they're asking where's mommy, where's daddy. You just gotta say, baby, I don't know. But let them figure it out. I don't believe in bashing. I do not. We're not gonna do that because at one point you love that person. We're not gonna do that. We're not. Again, let your kids find out who their parent is, right? So that's the first thing I'm gonna say. The second thing I'm gonna say is when you are trying to be in a relationship outside of that co-parenting relationship, please make sure you have boundaries in place so that your person is secure, and make sure you understand their feelings and their position in the situation too, right? Because we all have feelings. So your baby mama don't need to be coming to your house walking all up and through your house unless or your baby daddy for that matter, unless y'all have that's the type of relationship that y'all have set, right? Everybody's in agreement to that. Me personally, no. We're gonna find a meeting spot and that's what it's gonna be. I don't think I want you all up in my house. This is me and my man's house. I don't feel like you need to be in here. This is not your space. It's weird. It's levels. We gotta put them healthy boundaries in place, y'all. I'm just saying. Um, and yeah, too, again, it's not about y'all. It's about the kids and what they see. So that's all I got for y'all today. Again, for the last 20 minutes, y'all have been here with me. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all were here with me, and I appreciate you. So again, I will see y'all next Saturday. And this is your girl, Dominique Dolly Hagler, the Tea with Dominique, brought to you by Good Morning Gwinnett. And again, y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and we will meet again next Saturday, if God's willing. But that's it. That's all, y'all. Y'all have a happy Saturday. Bye.